Hey, Slanesh Devotee, trying out one of my Nahumekh decks versus, I believe this is quite a new player. Oh no, John Preston, no, this wasn't a new player. And he's playing Subject Omega. Excuse me. So, I can't remember why I mulliganed that first hand. I guess I just didn't see enough things that I wanted to use straight away. But I get stuck with whatever I get for the second hand, clearly. So, set my enslavement dial, and Space Marine to begin. Alright, so we've got green planets by 4, blue planets by 4, red planets by 5, so it could be interesting. I might be able to extend it out if I need to. But we'll have to sort of see what we can do. Carnath and then Planum is always an interesting combination of things. So when that comes down to the first few planets will be good. A few different types of resources and things available. Okay, so my first move is Tech Marine to planet 4. I'm thinking planet 4 is going to be important. I want to keep as many non-Necron factions around as I can, but by the time we get to planet 4 it'll be an important battle, even if we've swapped around a few different icons, and so hopefully we'll have a couple of elites that will benefit from his ability by that point. Brood Chamber, I believe that's one where you steal a keyword, I think. I wanted to wait a turn before I put the warrior squad on planet 1. I expect them to die, but yeah, steal a keyword. I expect the Decaying Warrior Squad to die, but I didn't want to just waste the resources on them dying if he was going to put something quite potent on planet 1. And then he does the STC and I think, oh, maybe he is going to do something potent on planet 1. Cultist to planet 2. Now I'm a bit worried about planet 1, but I want to get a little bit of command if I can out of him. And again, I've got Drudgery in this Nahumekh deck, and I think in my physical Nahumekh that I took into the friendly local gaming store last night, I think I took Drudgery out. I don't actually have that effective 3 or lower cost non-Necrons. Well, I mean, yes, the Tech Marine is quite a nice one to jump in and ready my elites, so, but I don't have very many targets for it. I've only got a couple of the Tech Marines in there, so probably not really worthwhile. Yeah, so he's got the STC. I'm expecting something big on planet 1. And it's a Striking Ravener. Yeah, pretty solid. I'm assuming he's going to throw that on planet 1. Yeah. Yeah, good, solid, big. See, he forgot to change his resource count. Do the reduction for the STC, so that's fine. Okay. How to respond. Checking it out. I'm thinking I'll equalize so he at least doesn't get the command out of it. That's my thought there. Although it is a bit of a waste of a promotion in a sense, it's going to go away. But I've no other limited cards at 0. I'm not going to shield anything this turn. Well, probably not going to shield anything much this turn, so I figure at least block him out of getting those cards. I think it is Arliss, isn't it? But happily, that's all he does. Okay, I've got nothing else to do either, so what do I go for? Planet 3, spread out my command as much as I can, and Carnath is a good planet to be at, hopefully. Has he got a Stalking Lictor? I had completely not even thought about the fact that it's a Stalking Lictor, so I probably needed to go to one of the planets where I had something so that I could hopefully defend that command and maybe try and take a swing at the Stalking Lictor, cause some damage to it. I probably should have done that. Yeah, see, if I'd gone to defend the Tech Marine, that would have been useful. Okay, so he gets planet 1 anyway. That's not a big deal. I was going to lose everything there anyway. What do I pick up? Dread Command Barge. Yeah. yeah, I find I think it's a neat unit. Don't know if it's really worth it, but I just feel like kind of handy, especially in Nahumekh, where I'm going to have cards that I can't deploy, so I think it's worthwhile. I think discarding non-Necron faction effects is a good way of fueling the desire to take more non-Necron faction cards. Okay, so no actions of any sort. Get onto that first planet and just waiting for him to kill me. There we go, just like that. Away they go, and away they go. But I wasn't expecting this. I was like, yeah, that took me by surprise. He implanted genes in my decaying robot squad and stole it. But yeah, that's okay. And that's his planet, so random discard, I believe. Yeah, I haven't seen that card played before, so it's just checking it out. There we go, got the random discard. Lost my STC. Now that really hurts. I mean, maybe I should have played it even though I didn't need it that first turn, just to have it out, you know. Oh, that's frustrating. Clogged with corpses probably wouldn't be a thing with Subject Omega. Nobody plays the Mucilid Spores, although I have them in one of my Tyranid decks. Not tried it yet, but oh, I'm curious. I love the idea of blowing up the supports because you have to like kill my unit. But him stealing the Decaying Warrior Squad means I am able to trigger Taurus, which is good. So I'm going to take some cards, see if I can get another STC or something. I suppose I could have taken resources and tried to afford all my units there. That could have been a good thing to do. Actually, resources might have been a better idea, just to make sure I could afford them. Get something bigger to fight with. Okay. So it's my ridiculous Nahumekh stylings with some ridiculously cheap and unimpressive what do you call them? Units to fuel my Nahumekh effect, my cultist effect. But I suppose I was trying to dig for his stuff. I really need the Nahumekh stuff. If I can get that out, and I can get out 2 factions a turn, you know, especially with my nice cheap ones, that can become quite a solid effect quite quickly. See, I enslaved the Tau. I think I should have enslaved Eldar and chucked the Viper onto Planet 2. I could have moved it over to Planet 1 to back up the cultists, which would have been quite good. Tricolour Planet, which would have been really good. I could have gone to Planet 1 and used -2 HP against something that turned up there. I think that might have been a better idea. Card in reserve. But down the end, kind of curious what that one is. I suppose it could be Burst Forth. He's hoping if I go there to trigger Taurus, maybe. He's trying to defend against me. So, got another Drudgery. I feel like they're just dead cards. I really don't like having them there. So I figure I might as well put the Trailblazer down the end. He can move out of the way if Omega does go to that planet for any reason. Toxic Venom Throat. Good solid card. Infest something he needs. If I go there, I'll stop it infesting. Well, presumably, you know. But it's tough. I can't. Well, actually, because I haven't played the Eldar, I'm not going to be able to stop him on Planet 1 if he goes there very well. So going to Planet 2 is probably perfectly reasonable for my Warlord at this point, I think. Thrown out the command badge. Look at me go. Okay. So I'm winning command there, that's nice, and I can move that to planet 1 if I need to, so that's good. I was thinking 3 resources isn't a lot to work with, but of course I keep forgetting the STC fragment means he can get in a 5 cost, basic elite. Striking Ravener was a good one. I'm sure he's got another good one to come in. Yeah, Ravener for Star Specs, that's perfectly reasonable, isn't it? So where's he going to put that one? Planet 1, yep. Where he's going to beat me, he's going to get resources out of it. That hurts, that's really not cool. I've got, the drudgery is going to have no effect, so I might as well promote that over the top of the Haruspecs. 2 hammers, 2 extra hammers than I need, which is a bit of a nuisance as well. But I am thinking actually now, I think thought process that was happening while I was playing, I was thinking, can I, if I go to planet 1, can I defeat the Haruspecs, especially if I bring over the command barge. If I bring those over, if I'm there with my warlord, I think I can take out the Haruspecs. So, yeah, hopefully. Let's see if I do it. Thinking about where to go. See, do I stop him infesting? Do I make sure I can beat the Haruspecs? Do I kill the Venom Throat immediately with the minus HP effect? I'm going to try and take out the Haruspecs. Otherwise, I'm worried that he'll have 2 green, and then he can win where the Tech Marine is, or the next planet, which is just a bit of an uphill battle for me at that point. So, let's see where he goes. He's choosing. And he's chosen. Alright. Oh, but then there's Synapse as well. And he's chosen a Synapse. Okay. Let's flip those cards. Okay, I'm planet 1. Shuffle me up. And he goes to planet 2. Yeah, see, I was considering stopping the infest, but that would have been a nasty battle for me. I suppose I could have retreated quite quickly, which might have made it alright. And again, I completely forgot that he had his Lictor going on somewhere, and that I could possibly have tried to kill the Lictor. I didn't even cross my mind. I'm completely ignoring the fact that he's got his Lictor around. Really important you don't forget that Synapse unit, you know? Okay, picking our planets, get some command, and of course that means that was a waste of a promotion. I mean, it possibly wouldn't have been if he had gone there, but maybe I should have promoted one of, like, actually the Tech Marine would have been a perfect thing to promote, or even the Dread Command Barge in case he'd gone there with the Lictor in that case. So that was a bit of a shame that I wasted my promotion like that. Picked up a Possessed, that's fine. Now, I'm using up the Penal Legion to move it, but I was thinking, actually, it might have been useful to keep the Legion as a cheap fuel for Nahumekh and the Cultists, because they're doing my heavy lifting at the moment, and I'm not sure that I'm going to be able to put in the Possessed or the Viper at this stage. So possibly I should have used chucked the Possessed and put in the Penal Legion next turn. Sorry about all the coughing. Not sure, I've got a bit of a throat at the moment, it seems. Okay, so minus 2 HP on the Haruspecs. Good start. And then that means I've got a Cultist with 3 attack and a Command Barge with 3 attack. So, yeah, both of them are able to kill him if he has no shields. 6 cards, he's probably got at least 1 shield. I figure I need to fight with the Command Barge first, because it's only got 3 HP, so it's going to be able to be killed. I do have Drudgery Shields, which I think I'm going to use. Probably I'm going to use, but Yeah. See, drudgery, it does have the effect of letting me increase my... Like, if I'd have played a drudgery... Oh, well, see, I don't have my enslavement dial set correctly. Oh, he had no shields. Excellent. Fallback, yeah. Great card, great card. I need fallback in this deck because I need to keep the non-Necrons on the table. So I was going to say drudgery allows me to bump up particularly the cultist effect as a bit of a surprise, but my dial has to be set correctly for me to be able to do it, which is tricky. Yvan, seeing as he's already put in a Ravener, he's already put in a Haruspex, I'm worried he's got other cards like it, and I can't put in my Possessed or my Viper, so I don't even actually have a unit I can put into play. So, Yvan, completely wasted planet ability there. Sorry for, there was a bit of a jump there. He wanted to deep strike his card on Taurus, I think it is, and we had a bit of a discussion about how he can't deep strike it at the moment because there's no battle at that planet. Yeah, so we had to just look up a few rules and point out a few things. So instead he's going to trigger plan him and move over the Haruspex onto Planum. Not sure why not. Why not Karnath? Because that's the next battle. But I suppose it sets him up with a decent unit onto that planet, onto that last potential planet. And I forgot actually that we're running down to what could be a victory condition for him. Well, no, it won't be, will it? Because I did manage to get that first planet. Okay, so I was thinking I needed to get elites out onto that planet, but actually, maybe not. Okay, so I've got quite a few things sitting on planet 1. I got Extermination, and I thought, oh, I could knock out a couple of things on planet 1, but then I realised it's non-Necron, so he'd keep my Decaying Warrior squad, and all I would do would be getting the Venom Throat, which doesn't seem enough. So, just looking over the hit points and thinking that through, realising I can't use that. So I need to set my enslavement dial. Here we go. And here I do. I'm getting in that Viper. That's good. Where am I going to put it, though, is the thing. It's got so many bits and pieces out already. I'm really a bit worried about all the things he has out. See, one of the things I was hoping for with this deck build is I've got the command barge, which I can theoretically move to any planet on the board, and the Viper can go with it. I've also got a Shroud Cruiser, which allows me to bump around some of my elites and move the Viper with it. So, I think I said this on my last video, I think I need to focus on either emphasizing all the movement synergy that I can get to with Nahumekh from across a few different factions, or emphasizing my low-cost factions that you don't kill because they're just kind of annoying. I think I'm mixed too strongly for both effects to possibly be useful in this deck. Invasion Site's a good card, so that's a solid choice for him. One resource left. I'm pretty sure I want the Rogue Trader. Yep. I wanted Ferret in a sense because 3 resources would be great, but also I was thinking, oh, I don't want to make it like nothing for me if it comes. You know, like that feeling that it's just overkill in a sense. So I went to the other one with card and resource. Maybe I should have gone for full resources, just pump out as many things as I could. So I'm at 3 non-Necron factions on turn 3. So that's good, that's fine. I really, really want that staff though, so putting the Rogue Trader there is good because I'm hopefully going to draw some more cards. I need the staff to pump up that effect. Okay, Harvesters. And see, there's no way I'm going to go to that planet. There's just too much stuff and it's infested, so we can ambush into it. So that's frustrating. And then, so I can't stop those Harvesters basically. He's got too much command there, he's got too much threat there. So that's a really nice income for him. I can't do much about that. And so yeah, there's not many options for me, so I'm done. And he's done as well, so let's see where they go. Oh, wrong button. Let's see where we send everyone. I'm thinking Planet... Yeah, see, look, I went quickly there. Planet 3, I'm hoping to be able to trigger Taras. I want to see what that Deep Strike card is. If it's like a Morlock or something, I'm just going to have to kind of deal with it. But yeah, I can bring over the Wild Rider if I need to. Planet 1 is basically gone. But also, Planet 1 doesn't give him anything much towards his victory condition. It doesn't give him green. So he'll have one of everything, which means we're kind of equal, so that's fine. Okay, he's chosen a Synapse. Again, didn't think about the Synapse, not thinking about it in any way. I'm already winning victory on Taras, so I should probably think about moving the Trailblazer around at this point as well. He goes to Planet 1, which is interesting. I think he probably expected me to be going to Planet 1. That's probably what he was thinking about there. So I win those two, which is at least something. He gets... and the Harvesters. Yep, cool. He gets what is required. And then he actually should get a bonus from the Venom Thrope as well. Does he remember to do that? 3 cards, 2 resources, and the Venom Thrope. Yep, okay. Alright, what did I get? Another couple of cheap enhancers. Okay. Right, so I'm on to mobile. I'm going to get the Vashar out of there because I don't want them to be killed during this battle, whatever it turns out to be. And I have to kind of make that decision. Do I want the Viper? What I possibly could have done... Oh no, it wouldn't have worked. I was going to say I could move the command barge over and then move it back, getting the Viper in. But it's a command action, it's not a combat action, so I can't pull the Viper over during combats, which is an interesting thing. So I decided I want to move it over and set it up for next turn, next battle, when Planet becomes Planet 1, and I'm basically making the decision that whatever is under this Deep Strike card, this card in reserve, I can deal with it between Nahumekh and the Cultist. I don't know if that is the right decision. I possibly should have left the command barge there, and then I could have moved it over. It would have been there as a command, and then I could have moved it over for the battle next turn. So I'm still getting used to the command barge. As I say, I think it's a cool unit, neat idea, but that might have been a better way of doing things. Oh yes, because technically the command barge was a command action, and then after that, before combat began, then I would have moved the mobile units. So that's, yeah, technically a mistake, but I don't think it affected anything, thankfully. Okay, let's see what we can do at Karnath. Also, I got rid of my Legionnaire for it, and I don't know, that's, again, it's kind of a freebie if I've got more Necrons to use, but I don't have more Necrons to use. I might need to get that Possessed out. Another quick clarification of the Deep Strike there for him. So he puts on the Ymgarl factor onto the Ravener. Fantastic combination. You can't say much else about it. Although, I mean, what has he got? He's got Karnath Planum, doesn't he? So that's really good. I was going to say, why do it now? Because it's not in a battle, but then obviously you can trigger Planum, move it over to where I am, and that's going to be a horrific card that I didn't consider in any way, shape, or form. Okay, so I'm done. He wins Karnath. He's done. Triggers Planum. Yeah, it's all coming together now. It's all suddenly looking far too obvious, you know? Just Oh no. Of course he's going to do that. Yep, Ravener, and over he comes. As soon as that happened, yeah, see, nice, just, what can you say? That's a dang fine move. Hard to argue with, hard to argue with. Okay. Okay, so planet icon-wise, we're equal. We could both win in 2 planets. I think most of the planets from now provide sort of victory conditions. It works pretty well. And now he can deep strike. Now we're ready for it. And it's burst forth, which is interesting. So he can pull in Subject Omega, or he can pull in the Stalking Lictor. And I don't know that you want either of them particularly in this battle. It doesn't do a huge amount for him, I would have thought. I think it works well with Old One-Eye, because Old One-Eye's such a monster, brutal fighter. And I think it works well with Swarm Lord for rearranging Termagant tokens quite easily. You know, you can put them out and then move to Planet 1 where you're needed to help fight or something. It's quite useful when you've got a, what's he called, the Savage Warrior Prime, because you can use Prime to go to a planet and then draw in Swarm Lord or Old One-Eye to that area if you need them. But with Subject Meteor, I'm not sure that it's as useful. Okay, if you'd noticed, I'd said away from keyboard. I had to run off for a second, so I'm back now, and yeah, I thought that was quite good. There he goes. Subject Omega's come over. I mean, it is a extra bit of fighter, you know, that's great. So, you know, that's always nice for him. But really, that striking Ravener is all he's going to need. He can just slaughter me with that. Combat phase began already, so my effect with Nahumekh is useless on the striking Ravener, which I thought was quite clever of him. -3 would have helped a lot, but can't do anything. He spends 1, and is that attack or hit points? Hit points, okay. Cool. I'm just waiting to make sure he's done. Can I just say, if you're playing an Octagon, use the Alt-D for done liberally. You know, it's so much faster if everyone's just going, yes, I'm done, I have nothing to do. Although when you've got particular timing issues, obviously you need to hold off. It's just safer to wait until you're very clearly both done, nothing to do, and that's what you want to do, you know. I had to run away. There's no way I can stay there. I could shield for 1, but he's only hitting for 3, so that's fine. And what has he got in response? I think he meant to do attack, which I'm going to allow him to swap over for, but, you know, it's a bit of a, you've got to be careful what button you push, you know. Yeah, I'm just checking. Just clarifying if you wanted to do both or instead of, or I'm assuming that's what he's meaning. I'm just putting it to the side in case he says something else, but I was going to die. I wasn't going to be able to shield him for the... So he pays another 1. And he says no. I'm not sure what he's meaning. I'm not sure what he's trying to get at. Yeah, we're good. He's taken... Whatever that was, he's paid enough to get the attack to do it. He's paid, I think he's paid twice now, so it could be attack and HP. It's fine. It worked out overall, I'm sure. Yeah, he's adding me to attack to be thorough, I think he's still got more units than me. Yeah. Okay. We're all sorted. And in the turn, I believe. Am I going to do it? There we go. Okay. Right, so I can do another Space Marine, that's not too bad. I've got the Dark Eldar to fuel that effect because it's cheap. Hate is no use to me at all against Tyranids. Possessed is probably a good call. Okay, yeah, there we go. I'm going for the Possessed. I want something big and hitting. Alright. I wonder where I'm going to put that. Do that thing where you notice that the Synapse is still sitting somewhere, so mark it for him to take back. Yep, cool. And now, how does he respond? Toxic Venom Throat. What's he got? 3 command? I think I've got... Yeah, I've got way more command there, so as long as I send my Warlord there, I'm fine. He won't be able to infest it, he won't be able to bring in his Gene Stealers. Basically, I've only got the one option. Oh, no. I think he's just realised that. Yeah, he's going to move it. That's fine. That's all good. Much better position to be in. Setting up for further down the line. Although it is tempting then to send my Warlord there and see if I can kill it. Because I can do the minus HP and then that way he won't be able to infest that planet anyway. And in fact, if I put the Possessed there, I might stand a chance at swinging at that Ravener. See, I decided I'll get Planet 1, you'll get Planet 2, and then I'll get Planet 3. That was sort of my thought there. But maybe I should have gone Planet 1. Sorry, put the Possessed on 2 and sent Nahumekh to 2. I would have been able to move over either the Command Barge or the Viper to help out if I thought I needed it. Maybe, you know. I could have got rid of the Venom Throat to get rid of the infestation before it hit. The Possessed could have killed the Ravener. I mean, depending on how much money he spent or how much money he took in. If he went to Planet 2, that would be quite nasty for me because he'd get a hit first and he could quite easily bloody me with that Ravener. That might have been the better move for me. So a bit of a stall there with the brood chamber, just moving along. Looking back, I'm thinking the Possessed might have been a bit of a clutch play, you know, potential to fail miserably, but I think that might have been a better move for me. I would have had minus 4 hit points from Nahumekh, so I could have used that on the Ravener, and then him bumping up his hit points would have been useless. I don't have very good shields, so very quickly he would have been one resource would allow him to kill the Possessed before I could swing. But then that would potentially allow me to swing with Nahumekh and risk dying that way. Possibly. Not sure why he put the Rippers on that planet. It seems a bit odd. I think he... yeah, I'm not sure why. Maybe he's expecting me to move all my stuff off that planet. And therefore be able to finish something off quite easily. Another Ravener. Oh yeah, Planet 1's suddenly looking a bit less rosy. And all the Haruspeck's getting money for those, that Yimgal factor as well. That's certainly important. I'm not sure why he put that out now. I feel like that would have been a oh, of course it's not an infested planet. I was going to say it would have been a great surprise to dump on me right then, but obviously it's not an infested planet. He's not going to be able to make it infested, so he has to deploy the factor normally. But now I really do have to go to Planet 1 because I need to make sure I win that planet. Otherwise, I'm not going to be able to contest him very well on Taurus. I've got to go to 1. I've got to make sure that he's not on the better footing by Planet 2. Although, That does mean I still think putting the Possessed there could have been worthwhile. If he had gone to Planet 2 with the Possessed there, he's not bringing a lot to it, and it could have been a very interesting moment then. Yeah, he does go to 2. And snaps, oh yeah, down to 4, claim 4. So you get quite a bit of resources out of all that. And moves it all over. That's a big lot of stuff there. But then I saw he's targeted the Harvesters. So we have a bit of a discussion about how the Harvesters affect is before the Venom Thropes have managed to infest the planet. So I'll just skip past that conversation. Okay, so I found a reference on CardGameDB, which is good. Made it easier to point out what's going on. I like Obedience, moving units that way. You can move the Viper by moving things with Obedience. I feel like I can do a lot with the movement effects in Nahumekh. It's worth a try. I might have to emphasize that in my next deck a bit. I'm a bit concerned when FFG finally do the handover back to GW for the IP. What is going to happen to all of those CardGameDB questions and answers, you know, and discussions of how the rules work? Has anybody like backed them up somewhere? Are they going to still be there? Because I mean, there's no, well, I guess there is a reason to remove it, but yeah, has anyone backed them up? Has anyone got a way of accessing them so that if I'm still playing against the one other person in the world that's still playing, we can look things up like that? Let me know, please. -4 on the Ravener. Got to do what I can, you know. The Ravener's just the huge target there. So -4 HP. Okay, cool. Alright, so Battle at Plenum. I have no action. Although it's his action first, but I have no actions. Okay, so he pays 1, 4. What does he pay it for? What is he using? Oh no, he's paid 2 actually, hasn't he there? -2. 4 hit points. So basically he's back at where he was. But at least I'm making him use up some of that that cash. Yeah. Okay. He's done. Swing with the Viper for 5 at that Ravener. Can I kill that Ravener? No, I can't. He's using his lethal toxin sacks. Dang. 3 shields. That's what you want. So, as an action... Oh no, I've got my Warlord there. What am I thinking about actions? Duh. So I use the Techmarine Aspirant to ready the Viper. And he's spending 1 more cash on attack, I'm assuming. Bump up his attack to 5. Yep, there we go, 5 attack. But I have nothing else at this point, so yep, that's fine. What are you going to do with it? Just thinking, how am I going to deal with that mob of insects on the next planet? I'm really not sure. Okay, so the Ravener swings at... I would expect the Techmarine, although it's already been used, hasn't it? I would expect the Viper then, actually, because he's got 5 attack, he's got enough. But no, he goes for the Dread Command Barge. Not sure why that is. Maybe he's hoping to get the Viper with the high specs, get the most money he can out of it. I've got nothing I can really do about that, so it's dead. Which means the Ravener stands again. Oh, of course, that's probably what he's thinking. He can kill as many things as possible that way. So, my turn again. And the Viper is ready. So, I'm thinking I swing with the Viper. Just checking he's got any actions. No, he doesn't. Okay. So, yep, swing at the Ravener. I mean, it's my only real option is to try and kill that thing off as soon as I can. Just Ravener with the Yimgal factor is just nightmare, isn't it? Just horrific. And I've killed it, hooray! But he has an invasion site, which I think is what he's moved it over to the side. Yeah. So he gets 5 more resources. That's not cool. And then, because of the timing on that, you can, yeah, so it's destroyed, so you can invasion site, and then because you can still react to that thing, you can then play fallback with that money. Really nice combination there. Clears it off, of course, removes all the effects that were on it. There we go, HPs, attack markers, damage, and then discard all those cards, including the invasion site, but still it's really powerful, really good. Alright, but that means it's his action, his attack, his wherever we're up to. Okay, so there goes the Ripper Swarm at the Tech Marine. That's just 1 ping. I think he's softening it up for the Haruspex is his idea there. I think that's what he's planning on. I'm hoping he goes for the Tech Marine. That's because then I can drudgery it back in and ready the Viper again, which would be good. He's done, and my swing. Wait. That should have been my swing. How did that happen? How did we do that? That's really weird. I'm not sure what happened there. I missed a swing, I'm sure. Oh well. Drudgery. Oh, I've put the Tech Marine to the bottom by mistake there. That's fine. Okay, so action, drudgery, and then... See, that's the only sort of combo that the drudgery in my deck is worth at the moment, and I just don't know that it's powerful, but I don't think it's consistent enough to be able to rely on it like this. I'm not sure. I don't think it's worth keeping. And let's try and take it out. Let's see what we can do. But I mean, he had 0 resources at the beginning of this battle, or early in this battle, and now he's at 6. That economy, invasion site, fallback, the Haruspex, those are some good combinations. I killed it. I don't quite know what happened there. I killed it. He's done, I'm done, so I'll kill the Rip Swarm as well. Excellent. And move the Viper over to the same planet as the Possessed, I think is probably what I want to do, isn't it? Yeah. Over to there. Because otherwise it's just going to die on the other planet. Okay. Get Platinum, move out of the way. Right. That battle took a little while. On to the next planet. Which he just wins, but he cannot trigger, I'm sure. What have I got? I've got 4 factions. This is turn 4, so it's fine. My factions are still in play. It's not enough. I really want to have my staff by now. I really want to be getting up to maybe a 5th or a 6th faction. I have every single faction in this deck. You know, it's ridiculous, I know, but that's what I'm hoping for. This is something ridiculous. Okay. So he hasn't put Omega back yet. I'm not sure what we're checking about. Oh, yeah, I'm just trying to make sure we've got Omega back. Okay, we're all done and in the turn. I'm done, you're done, go for it. There we go. Okay, turn 5. So I want to be able to get a 5th faction out if I can. Penal Legionnaires free. STC might allow me to get... Oh, I've got no elites left now, do I? Okay. So my enslavement dial. Obedience is a good thing to get out. I can shift things around a bit to where I want them to be. I can move the Possessed and the thing over. Astra Militarum. Okay, so I'm figuring cheap. but allows me to get out things like the Shroud Cruiser or Obedience. I think Obedience is just as good. Yeah, okay, so there's Obedience. Because I don't have many resources. I can't really put out anything except I could do a drudgery to ready everyone on that first planet when I need to, and that's about the only option I've got left, unfortunately. I will put out the Penal Legionnaire next, I'm sure. Digestion Pool. Yeah, good solid one there for him. The planet is, yep, the planet is infested, so he can bring in Gene Stealers cheaper. Do I do the Shroud Cruiser? That's a silly idea. I don't think that's actually that useful. Oh yes, so Obedience the Possessed over with the Viper, then the Viper can mobile across, and then I can Shroud Cruiser the Viper in when I need it. No. Shroud Cruiser instead of the Obedience would have been better, I think, actually, because then I can just pick when I want to bring over the Possessed and bring over the Viper at the same time. And actually any other shenanigans is kind of pointless. I should have just done the Shroud Cruiser instead of Obedience at this point. I'm not gaining because it reacts to the beginning of the phase. You can use the Obedience to affect the command layout, because the command phase starts, Obedience triggers, and then you set the Warlord dial and you set the Synapse dial. So you can shuffle things around just before the Warlords move around and make things a bit more interesting. But that's not what I need it for right now. I think I should have done just the Shroud Cruiser, save my resource for another drudgery, bring in the Tech Marine again thing. Yeah, I think that's all I should have done there. I don't think the Harvesters are winning there, are they? No, I've got 4 there. Unless it's got a Lictor and a promotion. Oh, it's not a Harvester, it's a Brood. Right, to look for Gene Stealer cards. Right. He's just sorting them out. Picking the one he wants, sending the others back to the bottom of his deck. There we go. Move them off. Okay. And he grabbed himself a Prowler, which you can basically put in for free because of the digestion pool. He might have other options as well. I feel like possibly it would have been worth doing the Brood in the middle of the battle and seeing what other Gene Stealers he could get at that point. Yeah, I don't know, then it would have been another surprise body that I wouldn't have been prepared for at the time, but that's fine. I have no other actions. I'm done. I've got nothing else I can do. Wait. Oh, yes, I completely forgot about the Penal Legionnaire. Right, throw him down. There we go. That's what I need to do. Right, so we're at -5 for being at the same planet as Nahumekh. So I should be able to kill off a Ravener just instantly. Ah, that's not nice. So that brings me back down to -4. Did I not shield it? I should have shielded it. I've got hate, I've got extermination. Why didn't I shield that? Oh no, it's not a shieldable effect, is it? It's not a damage, it's a minus HP, just like the Necrons. Of course. Okay. That's really frustrating, because I'm like, oh, bugger, you know? Yeah, very, very frustrating. Paid 3 resources for that effect, but really, probably a worthwhile effect of his. He says, damn, he's forgotten something. Oh no, he meant to do something different, I guess. Not sure what. Alright, well, Planet 1's my only option here, I've got to do it. He's presumably coming to Planet 1. maybe go to Planet 2 and stop me getting a command there, but I feel like he's probably going to Planet 1. Synapse, probably going to Planet 2, but there's not much point on that either. Maybe he'll bring it to Planet 1 as a try and win the battle there. But if I win Planet 1, I win, so that would be really good. He's chosen a Synapse. And there we go. Yep, he's coming to 1, and where does the Synapse go? I can't. Where's the Synapse? Going to 1 as well. Okay. Alright, interesting. So he wins 3. Yep, he's got it. Okay, cool. And what do I get? No resources, so I can't use my drudgery. Yeah, and Doomsday Arc. Oh, that's the other thing I love in this Nahumekh deck, is when I get that Doomsday Arc. Even now, it'd be so good if I had managed to afford to put that on the first planet. It would be worth Area Effect 4, which would kill most of the things on that planet, you know? But I can't drudgery back in. I shouldn't have played Obedience. No, what am I doing? Why did I do that? Because I didn't think I could win this planet, maybe? I can't remember why I did that at all. Maybe I am hoping for the next turn. No, if I had not played Obedience, Shroud cruised over the Possessed with the Viper, they could have readied using the Tech Marine, and if he'd killed it, and I hadn't spent my resources, yeah, oh, what? I'm so silly. Why? Oh, why? I think I could have won that round. I could have hit the Ravener with the Possessed, and then readied with the Tech Marine. If he'd get, I could have hit the other. Yeah, I think I could have won that battle, because drudgering back in the Tech Marine and minus HP on. I could have killed off the Lictor. Oh no, it's an army unit, I think. Oh, he's pointing out that with the Shroud Cruiser, I could have moved the Possessed and then the Viper as well. Anyway. But it's fine, I just decided to leave it at this point. I think I possibly could have won that battle. Oh, 9 resources, 6 cards. He's probably got like a Ymgarl Gene Stealer or something that he could have brought in, which would have messed me up anyway. Yeah, but still, I feel like I had a chance. That was probably my better chance, I think. Now we're both on win conditions. I feel like that was a bad call. Bad call, Ripley. It was a bad call. Against Taras, can't trigger it. I could have won there, maybe. Maybe not. Maybe I'm being overconfident. Wouldn't be the first time I've been overconfident. Alright, so I tried to plan ahead for the next turn anyway. I can throw in another Chaos. No, I can't afford it. Even with the STC, I can't afford the Doomsday Arc, because it's just a little too expensive. He doesn't have any of that huge mob on that planet, so I can't extermination them. Yeah, I think I messed up. I think my best bet here is to put in that other Tech Marine. Is that what I'm going to go for? It is, so that I'm really emphasizing how many times I'm going to swing at you. Between the Possessed and the Viper, I am going to swing at you a lot. I'm going to go bang, bam, bam, bam. And maybe this time I'll have the money for a drudgery to do it again. Another Gene Stealer Brood. I'm letting him build up the swarm, and I don't have enough things to really work on it. Yeah, there we go. So the Tech Marine. Can't afford that. Can't afford any of those. Haven't got a command barge to use. Just kind of flicking through my cards there. Okay, so he's searching for gene stealers. And he found one. What did he get? Invasive gene stealer. Oh, that's not good. That's pain. The minus HP. Not cool. But I put out a Tech Marine, so actually it's him again. He's up again. And then he seems to play them straight away. I mean, he hasn't got a what's the word? Infestation on that planet. Maybe that's what I was hoping for when I postponed it a little bit. I wanted to avoid being on an infested planet. It's possible. It's reasonable, I guess. So it gets rid of the Rogue Trader, which makes sense. It's fine. Equalizes our command a little bit there. I believe I already said I was done. So yeah, it's just what does he want to do? Noxious Flesh Borer. Now, what is that one? Gain stuff, win a command, struggle, you infest that planet. So I guess he'll infest that. He won't even infest that planet. Why has he done that? I don't... He won't infest that planet because I'm winning the command. The thing has extra attack and hit points, but we're not going to be fighting there. I'm not sure why he's done that. It would have made more sense to me if he'd done that on one of the units at Planet 1, in the hopes that he can infest that before the battle begins. But he didn't. So that's weird. Now he's done? Okay. Oh, maybe predation? Has he got a predation? That would allow him to do that. But he's not winning that command struggle anyway. Unless he goes to Planet 2. Oh, he could send his Lictor to 2. He'd win if he sends his Lictor there. That's probably what he's going to do, isn't it? Of course, I keep forgetting the Lictor. Maybe I should have knocked that out of contention last turn instead of the Harvesters, because then that would have guaranteed a more split of the command. Alright, Planet 1. Nice and obvious. And I'm hoping that I can do a lot with these Tech Marines. 1, 2, 3. I'm only at -4. Not the best. Okay. Moves all those beasties over to Planet 1. Okay. I think we're all in position. Collect the resources. Oh, of course, neither of us do any on that one. And then the predation. Yeah, of course. Good call. Well done. Good working there. I like that. It was a good setup. Okay, so now it's probably worth obediencing the possessed over. Well, yeah, obediencing the possessed over, and then Shroud Cruisering it back in. It's worthwhile at this stage, just because I want to be able to maximize my hits and reduce how much hits the possessed first. It's just one swing that I'll miss, but still. Yep. And my Nahumekh effect, which get rid of an invasive gene stealer. That seems reasonable. One of the bigger hitters that I can kill outright. I'm glad Nahumekh isn't bloodied by this point. I'm still able to use that effect. -4 is pretty solid. Okay. His actions are first, and he can ambush, which is a bit of a shame, which is a bit worrying, but that's how it goes. Okay, no actions. What's he going to hit me with? His Raveners are both knocked out, so if I can get rid of the Raveners, I have a chance there. I do have a couple of shields, so I can shield the Tech Marine and take out and get an extra readying in potentially, but I need to save one of my drudgeries to bring him back in. And swing away, John. Oh no, he decides to put in the Prowler. It's fine, that's fine. It brings in the Prowler as an action. And now I've got no action. And he does another one. I think he's decided he wants to make sure he gets all his ambushing done before I can take out his Warlord. Oh yeah, so one of those was free. That's fine. Yeah, that's all good. Oh yeah, it takes me a moment to realise what he's doing with the digestion pool. Yeah, see? One of the Prowlers. Yeah, there we go. So I'm all caught up. That is a lot of units to wipe out. Luckily some of them are smallish, kind of, but that's a lot of units to wipe out. A couple of shields not really going to do a lot for it. But technically I can swing with the Possessed and the Viper 3 times each, so they can kill 6 things. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The Venom Thropes are completely ignorable. The Tech Marines can help with some of the smaller Gene Stealers. If I take out the Decaying Warrior Squad, I wouldn't have enough money to bring in a Decaying Warrior Squad of my own. There we go, so 1 Tech Marine, shielded for 1. So just as much gain out of that as I can use. And now it's time to bring over the Possessed, I believe. Just got to do it pretty much straight away, because otherwise there's just not enough, I won't get enough value out of the Tech Marines, I would say. I can kill his Warlord, pretty sure. Should be able to anyway. I can hopefully, well, I mean, 7 resources. The amount he can pump up those Raveners is horrifying. Quite literally the horrible, terrible thing that it could be. Right, so bring those over, and let's get into it. Straight away I'm thinking he wants to defend his Ravener, so he needs to pump it up 2 resources worth. Well, probably 3 resources worth actually, to make sure it can take a Possessed strike. Yep, minus 3 resources, plus 4 hit points. Technically each resource is a separate action, but yeah, it's fine. I have nothing in between at this point. So adding hit points. Yep. So it can take, it's 11, so it can take a Possessed hit to the face, still have 2 hit points left. Okay. He's changed his mind. So, okay, we'll change that. Does he take it all off? He takes it all off. Okay. I'm wondering why. Maybe he's got a Yimgarl? I wonder what he's planning instead. Pays 1. Okay. He paid 1 for 2 hit points on it. Okay. And I'm going for Subject Omega. Because I want to reduce the things that can hit me now, you know? Right. Now, I was thinking I should use like a coloured marker on the Tech Marines and use the same markers on the others to show which ones they've used, or something along those lines. But okay. Alright. And, so yeah, he has to go. So what would be really nice is if we can think through, he would have hit me with Gene Stealer Brood, probably on the Viper. I probably would shield 1 of it. I'd ready the Possessed and hit the Ravener with the Possessed, but he could pump up its hit points so it might still be alive. But I could certainly kill the other one. Then I can ready the Possessed again and hit the other Striking Ravener. I can use the Viper to hit 3 in a row for some of the other things. I could drudgery back in a Tech Marine. So yeah, you can see me trying to sort of work out whether or not I was able to do this. I think I would have been able to, but not knowing his cards in his hand, not knowing how many resources he had, who really knows for sure. If you want to sort of math out what you think it would have been, let me know. If I did win, he GG'd me, so I count it as a win, but I'd be curious to see what you think. Well, I hope you enjoyed most of that, and I hope the surprise ending wasn't too surprising, but I look forward to hearing from you and putting another video up later. See ya.